Zelenskyy and Witkoff to hold talks in Turkey. Trump signals willingness to approve Russia sanctions with one key catch. An explosion rocks Omsk outskirts as gas pipeline ignites huge blaze. The latest news next. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy and US President's envoy Steve Witkoff will hold talks in Turkey, reports Reuters journalist Ahmed Rashid. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Turkey on Wednesday and join planned talks there with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, a Turkish source said on Tuesday, the journalist reported. Zelenskyy earlier stated that he would depart for Turkey tomorrow to intensify negotiations and propose prepared solutions to his partners, as well as to restore the exchange of prisoners of war. Last week, National Security and Defense Council Secretary Rustem Umerov, shortly after his visit to Turkey, said that the parties had resumed negotiations on a new prisoner exchange. According to him, Russia plans to release 1,200 Ukrainians. The Kremlin confirmed that Moscow and Kiev are holding expert-level contacts regarding the exchange. What came before? Earlier, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan stated that the war between Ukraine and Russia would ultimately be resolved through negotiations. They must be held in Turkey, since it is the only acceptable place for both sides. Ukraine and Russia resumed talks in Istanbul in 2025, following Donald Trump's election as President of the United States. However, during 3 rounds of meetings in May, June, and July, no progress was achieved except for the issue of prisoner exchange. At the same time, the Kremlin is not backing down from its ultimatum demands and is not agreeing to a ceasefire. Meanwhile, Ukraine is not interested in the Kremlin's wishes and does not intend to accept them. For this reason, on November 12th, Deputy Foreign Minister of Ukraine Sergei Kyslytsya stated that peace negotiations with Russia this year ended almost without results, and therefore they are currently suspended. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy announced a series of important international meetings, part of which will take place in Turkey, Zelenskyy reported. The head of state noted that he is in Spain today, where talks with Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez are planned. According to Zelenskyy, the Ukrainian side expects new agreements that will strengthen Ukrainians' defense capabilities and help protect the lives of citizens. Every day in relations with partners must bring results for Ukraine, the president emphasized. Tomorrow, Zelenskyy will depart for Turkey. Their talks are expected to focus on intensifying diplomatic processes and a number of decisions that the Ukrainian side will propose to its partners. Separately, the president stressed that the return of prisoners remains Ukrainians' priority.
We are preparing to intensify negotiations, and we have already developed proposals that we will offer to partners. Bringing the war to a close is Ukraine's top priority. We are also working to resume exchanges and the return of prisoners.
US President Donald Trump is willing to sign a sanctions bill against Russia, provided he retains the authority to make the final decision on these measures, according to Reuters. He would sign it. He signaled that last night, said a senior White House official. The official added that the White House will insist on specific wording to ensure that Trump retains control over the sanctions.
It's always been important to the White House and the president that there's a carve-out in the sanctions package that ensures the president has the ultimate decision-making authority on the sanctions. So, as long as that is included, I think the president would entertain signing the bill.
At the same time, he added that the White House continues to negotiate with Russia over ending the war in Ukraine. Quote, "We're definitely still working it. It just hasn't been the center of the news because we have so much going on," the administration representative summarized. About background, last Sunday evening, Trump told reporters that he is satisfied with the work of Republicans on a sanctions bill targeting countries that do business with Russia, particularly due to Moscow's inability to reach a peace deal with Ukraine. Additionally, Trump said that lawmakers could adopt his proposal and include Iran in the sanctions measures. According to Reuters, the bill was initiated by Republican Senator Lindsey Graham and US Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, and the measures will target, among others, countries that import Russian exported energy resources. The agency added that Trump's comments may pave the way for advancing the bill in the US Congress. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has rejected European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen's appeal for continued financial support for Ukraine, reported by Orban on X. Orban said he had received a letter from von der Leyen in which she urged EU member states to help cover Ukraine's budget deficit.
It's astonishing. At a time when it has become clear that a war mafia is siphoning off European taxpayers' money, instead of demanding real oversight or suspending payments, the Commission President suggests we send even more. This whole matter is a bit like trying to help an alcoholic by sending them another crate of vodka. Hungary has not lost its common sense.
How can Orban even say something like this? We are not talking about some reckless, careless person. Ukraine is fighting for the entire civilized world. Every day, men and women risk their lives to defend democracy, freedom, and the sovereignty of Europe itself. And he compares this struggle to an alcoholic needing another crate of vodka. It's not just absurd, it's insulting, ignorant, and deeply disrespectful to everyone on the front lines. Ukraine is not asking for handouts for selfish reasons. Every bit of support helps protect millions of innocent lives and preserve international law. To call this a drunk is a shocking misrepresentation of reality and betrayal of solidarity in the face of a brutal war. On Tuesday morning, November 18th, a gas pipeline exploded in the suburbs of Omsk, Russia, triggering a large fire, according to Russian Telegram channels and the post by the regional governor Vitaly Khotsenko. Around 5 a.m., videos of the massive fire in the Omsk region began circulating on social media. Online communities reported that the gas pipeline had exploded. The regional governor confirmed the incident, adding that it was preliminarily caused by a gas leak from the pipeline.
In the area of the village of Rostovka in Omsk district, a fire broke out in a field. According to preliminary information, there are no casualties. One version suggests a gas leak from a pipeline.
He added that emergency service specialists are working at the site and law enforcement agencies are investigating the cause of the incident. Meanwhile, short reports that residents of Rostovka are complaining of a chemical smell in the air. According to the community page, 18 firefighters and 4 units of equipment are working at the site. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Support Ukraine, like and subscribe.